I'm Matthew, this is Lemora's Cards, and today we're going over the most popular combos in competitive Commander. I'm going over how each of these combos work, decks you'll see them in, and how best to interact with them. Thank you as always to my amazing patrons over on Patreon. Like, comment, subscribe for more cEDH content like this. And with all that being said, let's hop into it. Use the link in the description below to download Whatnot, and you'll get $15 to use to buy Magic singles, sealed product, get anything that you want really. There's no limits. You just get $15 on the account for free just for signing up. This is one of the best ways you can support the channel. And again, it's just free stuff. Use the link in the description below. Give Whatnot a try. Thassa's Oracle is probably the most well-known combo and arguably the most definitive for the format. With an empty library, Thassa's Oracle's triggered ability has you win the game. There are a lot of ways to potentially do this, but the main combos are with casting Demonic Consultation or Tainted Pact in response to your own Thoracle's trigger on the stack. Demonic Consultation has you name a card, then exile 6 cards from the top of your library. Then exile cards until you reveal the named card and put it into your hand. Name a card that's not in your library and you'll exile the entire thing. Tainted Pact has you reveal cards and exile cards until you want to stop and put it into your hand, or you reveal a card that you've already revealed, including basic lands. This is why you may hear the term Tainted Pact mana base, meaning a mana base with no duplicates at all. Keep exiling cards until you get to the last one in your library and put it into your hand and then win with the Thoracle trigger. Demonic Consultation is the cheaper of the two combos, but has less flexibility as a card on its own, gets hit by Mental Misstep, and has less utility for the combo as well. Tainted Pact gets the nice option of being able to be used on the end step before your turn, exiling to the card second from the bottom, then untapping, drawing, and casting Thassa's Oracle with an empty library. Thoracle and Consult require blue, blue, black, while Thoracle and Tainted Pact require blue, blue, black, and 1 mana of any color. The key ways to prevent this combo beyond just countering it are to put cards into the player's library with an effect like Endurance, let the Consult or Pact resolve, then counter the triggered ability, or force the player to draw. If players have a card like Crom or Esper Sentinel in play, triggering it is a forced draw, or cards like Cephalid Coliseum can be used as well. This is the most ubiquitous A+B combo in the format, and you should expect any deck with access to black and blue to be running it. Underworld Breach is arguably the most powerful combo enabler in the format. The main combo you're trying to assemble is Underworld Breach, Brain Freeze, and Lion's Eye Diamond, also known as LED. To do this, you'll either need a red and 1 mana of any color, plus any 3 other cards in your hand and or graveyard, or you'll need red, blue, and 2 mana of any color. The main combo line is to cast Underworld Breach, cast Lion's Eye Diamond, sacrifice LED for 3 blue mana discarding your hand, then escape Brain Freeze by exiling 3 cards from your graveyard, targeting yourself, and milling 3 cards for each spell cast this turn. Then you can exile cards to recast LED, crack it, escape Brain Freeze, milling yourself for even more, and continue this process until you have access to most of your library in your graveyard. From here, you can either mill yourself and win with Thassa's Oracle, mill out your opponents and then pass and have them draw, or Wheel of Fortune them to force them to draw, or assemble any combo in your deck. While Underworld Breach may seem like a worse combo than Thassa's Oracle since it requires 3 cards, the power of it comes from how easy to assemble it can be. Just on its own, casting Underworld Breach gives you access to your graveyard to recast powerful cells to set it up. With enough cards in your graveyard, casting Demonic Tutor for Underworld Breach can essentially be a 1-card combo that allows you to keep casting the tutor to assemble the win, and Breach gives you access to your whole library, making protecting yourself from forced draws or interaction much easier. The main way to assemble the combo you'll see is with the card Intuition. You cast Intuition, ideally targeting a non-green player to avoid Veil of Summer, and choose the cards Underworld Breach, Lion's Eye Diamond, and Sevinne's Reclamation. Your opponent should choose Lion's Eye Diamond to put in your hand, as this makes the combo the most expensive for you. Flashback Sevinne's Reclamation either with your mana in play already or using LED to help, targeting Underworld Breach. When that resolves, you'll get a copy of Sevinne's Rec to bring back another target permanent that costs 3 or less, where you can bring back LED or any other relevant permanent. From here, you can escape Intuition to find Brain Freeze as well as 2 other cards, and then you've assembled the combo. This is a resource-intensive combo, but can often be performed over 2 turns with an in-step Intuition going into your turn to start the combo. Because it only requires Intuition to get it going, this can be a great way to win out of nowhere, fully assembling the combo. Breach has many other combos along with it, and can often assemble other combos. The most common ones you'll see are Breach with any mana-positive rock, and Grinding Station to mill through your library until finding the Brain Freeze or another way to win, and Breach with LED and Wheel of Fortune to draw through your deck and fill the yard as you go. You'll see Underworld Breach combos in most red decks, almost all decks that are red and blue or more colors, especially in black decks that have access to more tutors, and white decks that can use Sevinne's Reclamation for the Intuition lines. When using Breach itself, it's very helpful if you don't have an easy line to make sure you have the correct amount of each resource that you're going to need. Ensuring there's enough mana and cards to exile for escape cost is critical and can easily trick up new pilots. When trying to interact with Underworld Breach, it's often best to not let it resolve. Find a point where you can interact with them when their hand is discarded, exile a key piece, or destroying the breach with an effect that's hard to stop, like Besage You or Abrupt Decay. Again, cards like Endurance and even Noxious Revival can help. One of the other most popular ways to win in cEDH is by generating infinite mana. These typically show up in decks that have commanders that have a way to win with infinite mana, like Thrasios, Kennen, Kenrith, or Sisay. A common and simple way to generate infinite colorless mana is with Kennen and Basalt Monolith. With Kennen in play, Basalt taps for 4 mana, can untap for 3, netting 1 mana, and repeat this infinitely. With Thrasios, this lets you draw your entire deck, usually winning with a card like Finale of Devastation. Most combos that generate infinite mana of any color revolve around Dockside Extortionist. You can use Dockside with Emil the Blessed, spending 3 mana to flicker Dockside, netting infinite treasures as long as your opponents have 4 or more artifacts and enchantments. This is especially powerful since it can be done at instant speed and without requiring casting the Dockside over and over like other lines do. Dockside and Tamer Sabertooth can net infinite treasures with a Dockside count of 5, spending 1 in a green to return Dockside, then 1 in a red to recast it. Similarly, Baron Master Wizard can create infinite treasure tokens with a loop that requires 1 less mana to start, but requires a Dockside count of 6. Cloudstone Curio can be used with Dockside and any creature that's cheap enough to continue bouncing itself and Dockside. This isn't always an exact A plus B, but especially with cheap commanders can be a flexible option. Dockside combos can open themselves up to a lot of potential interaction, but often have powerful overlap, are hard for counterspells to hit, and use the most powerful creature in the format that all red decks run. You may also see infinite mana combos done with Hullbreaker Horror or Tidespout Tyrant. These both use cheap mana rocks that net mana between them, casting 1, bouncing the other, tapping for mana, then repeating over and over. Another type of infinite mana combo you'll see is with the card Food Chain. With Food Chain and a creature that can be cast from exile, like Eternal Scourge, Mist Hollow Griffin, or Squee, you can generate infinite creature mana, netting 1 mana per cast and exile for the creature. Then you can cast your commander and continually exile and recast it, getting any ability it has when it enters. You'll most commonly see this with commanders that have triggered abilities that win the game when done infinitely, like Atraxa to get access to your entire deck, Atali to get access to everyone's decks, or Ukima to deal damage. These cover the most popular non-commander combos. Let me know if you'd like to see commander combos covered next, what your favorite combos are, and any questions you have down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, go play cEDH. Have a good one, everybody.